For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, 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 for the record.
Welcome back, people. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Prez. To my left, I got...
It's your boy, Cash, man. We did the preview. We gave you how we thought it was going to go.
Jeezy,
the snowman, became the victor. But let's get into how it happened.
Okay.
All the intricacies of it all, man. Prez, I'm going to let you lead it off. I'm going to pull up the list for the battle, and we just gonna have a regular casual talk about it.
Yeah, man. Because I will say, like, y'all know how my thoughts were, like, on the preview. If you haven't watched the preview, I suggest you go watch the preview. That way you'll know what we was thinking going into this. Also, when we thought it was gonna be Jeezy versus T.I., we did a preview for that one too, and then we must put out playlists for that. So you must get to see, like, I put together the Jeezy playlist of what songs I thought he should have played. Didn't quite get it ready for the Gucci, just because, like, how quick that change happened and came along. But we got what they played, and that's what we're gonna go over. And man, I thought it was gonna be one way, and that definitely changed big time, like, when it came in, because, like, I knew Gucci had stuff. I knew he'd have a hit or two on there, but I really didn't expect it to come on the way it came on. Man, how do you feel about the intro by Gucci?
It's only right. It's only appropriate. Like, this is what I've been asking for in terms of a versus. It's a battle at the end of the day. And if you watch battle rap, and if you are that culture to where you just want to see two dudes slug it out, you know, non-violently, of course, this is how you started off, because it's just how it had to happen. And it set the tone from the very beginning for Gucci. Like, you knew what type of time he was on, and you know where he was going with the songs, and it kind of flowed throughout. But yeah, I ate it up, man. And he was talking to him, but he been waiting years to do this shit.
Yeah. And, like, just tell you, like, we not gonna go deep into beef. Like, at this point, if you're watching this video, we feel like you kind of you know about it. You know about their histories that they had. They had the song together, and then some kind of way it went sour. And well, if you listen at the battle, Gucci explained it in several songs of what he called the truth and why it really went down. But they did lose some. I know Jeezy lost a friend over it and everything. So. Where he came on, man, round one.
Like I said,
Gucci has one song that could be used this, and he used it perfectly. As it, like, hey, we're gonna start off this. I'm starting off round one,
and then
Jeezy versus.
But that goes to show you in these versus battles and battles in general, like, whoever strike first is normally the person that gets you on their side, regardless of whether you rooting for them or not.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went, like, maybe 3-4 rounds in to where I probably even say 6 to 6. Now, it wasn't 6-6, but I'm just saying about 6 songs in it a piece. People was like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, because it stayed with him for a minute, because, like, the way he came on with that round one, and then he hit him back again with it, and it wasn't until Jeezy played Standing Ovation when I was just like, whew, all right, now we in this little mode. Now, can you keep it over here? So
yeah, and then, like, I didn't realize, like, before in the preview, I was like, I don't think, because I was just trying to be self-aware, like, man, I'm not really hip to early Jeezy, like,
your fault.
Yeah, but again, you gotta understand, I'm 05 is when So Icy came out, so I'm not sure if Jeezy was bubbling in the South before that, but I'm from up north. I'm from New York City, like, boss. I wasn't jacking no Jeezy, and it wasn't until the Snowman came out with the first album where you started. Not the first album. I'd probably say the mixtape with Drama, and then the album, and then what's the group he was in with Puffy?
Boys in the
Hood. That's when you started paying attention to Jeezy, and he changed your mind completely. Like,
so you had to bring Puffy. That's the only way you heard about him because of Puff, huh?
well, I mean, that's why he made the move and signed with Puff so he can be heard worldwide.
Okay, I'm not gonna knock you on that.
Yeah.
Say what you want to say. I feel like he would have got it on his own strength eventually, either way it go. I mean, because y'all was losing music up there anyway. It was going down south regardless. I
That's
mean,
a whole
Rockefeller was the only thing y'all was
That's
holding.
a whole
but we
nother
talking about
podcast.
the Jeezy versus
Let's keep
Gucci.
it there. Let's keep it there.
Let's keep it on the
Before
Jeezy.
this turn into a prayers versus cash. But yeah, man. But yeah, so he come out to like, yo, Jeezy, not Gucci, sorry. He got a lot of just, I don't know. It's when certain songs play in the church and it hit your spirit or whatever, and it just put something in you. This is how I felt like with a lot of the Gucci songs, where you was like, oh shit, I don't realize how this is like a Negro spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm a dog. I think I love her. It's a lot of joints where you was like, oh,
I just don't know how he do it. How he trying to put those songs in relation to gospel songs, but he just did it.
Street gospel, baby. Trap gospel. It's trap gospel, man. Like, you gotta be honest and just say, like, if you was outside and you was living life, I think I love her. I'm a dog. I mean, bricks.
Church in these streets, huh?
It's church out. It was church out here. It was beautiful to see.
All right. So yeah, but he did have those songs that you felt like you already knew that you can get on there and like the minute it hit, like, hey, all right, I'm feeling this. Jeezy got classics though.
He got classics. But he was over. If you don't notice, man, watch that right foot. If y'all watch the battle again, watch that right foot of Jeezy. That shit was just tapping. It was tapping uncontrollably. He was feeling them shits, man.
Yeah. I feel like he was timing it. He was like, okay, I knew this was coming in, and then now I can hit him back with this and stuff like this. But like, yeah, he came in with the first two songs that was very, poignant at the beef that they have. And then Jeezy came in with a couple of hits. I think he called them out. They kept calling each other out in the middle of this thing, like talking in between. I know Gucci was just like, hey, you keep playing that old stuff and like playing that new stuff.
To a certain degree, Gucci had a point because Jeezy ain't had a hit in a minute.
I don't care what you say. I'm in my bag. You nervous because I'm winning. I'm not moving. I'm not coming off the pivot. The pivot foot is standing.
Hey, you got to do it, man. You got to do it. It's all about strategy, man. You can't let the shit talk knock you off. And that's the reason why Jeezy stayed the course, because at a certain point, I felt like Jeezy's like, let me go ahead and play the shit that I know is going to resonate with the people in terms of my street shit, and then let me sprinkle in a little bit of my hits. And that's what he did. But it's a whole different game plan depending on who you battling. Now, if this had been T.I.,
who?
It would have been a little bit different. Clifford Harris.
Oh, okay. That guy. He got a nice little podcast.
I
or
don't
something.
know. I don't know what you.
I don't know if he.
I don't know what
obviously
you.
He ain't part of this Verzuz.
I don't know what you got against T.I.
I ain't got nothing against I'm just saying the numbers, when they came down to it to set this up, they felt like he was expendable. He was expendable in this. He wasn't gonna bring the numbers.
You a damn lie. That shit would have been at 2 million versus 1 point.
If it would have, they would have kept him on there. So if you telling me if it wasn't because of the money, then it was because he ran scared.
This is bigger than T.I. running scared. This was to bring
who actually showed up. Let's talk about the people who can talk about their track list and was actually in the building. All right, so we got Jeezy versus Gucci. And Gucci, man, like I said, he left the disrespectful stuff for a minute, but then he came right back to it. And I gotta say, man, big up to Jeezy, because when he played that one song, The Truth, and I was just like, man, I know y'all probably talked from before this, but just to see the way he was doing it and describing it and looking dead at him in his crew, like when he said was singing that, I'm like, okay, I may have still lost it, and I'm nowhere near street, but I don't know if I can let you talk about my dad like that and just not do anything.
Yeah, rest in peace to Pookie Loke, man. But yeah, it was very, very disrespectful, and that's when everybody was on the edge of their seat, myself included. Like, damn, this shit gonna end in some nonsense. But at the end of the day, in the back of my mind, I'm like, these motherfuckers signed a contract. There's no way that these guys are in the same building with their peoples. Now I know it was certain people in there. They probably brought who they thought wouldn't act a fool, right? But there's no way they signed this contract and then was gonna go out there and act a fool. So in my mind, when I got a little testy because I'm like, yeah, the dead homie rapping about him. But at the end of the day, man, Gucci rised above it and didn't take the bait. And I'm glad he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because that it would have painted a picture that even in our 40s or late, you know what I'm saying, we still can't get our shit together. So I'm glad he didn't.
But you was there for the nonsense. Don't tell me you wasn't. I know, like, when that happened, and I got out of my seat, I was just like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing, like pointing at his boys and stuff.
Yeah, man. Like that's the
like you were just nervous that it was gonna happen.
Like you know how when Charlamagne be saying the righteous and ratchet shit, or what's that speak? He always say a line where I'm an ignorant and negative ninja. Like sometimes I like the ignorance, but at the end of the day, my cooler head typically prevails when I get hot and heated like that. And I'm sure Jeezy went from here to right back here, but that comes with old age and wisdom. I don't think Jeezy in his 20s would have done the same thing.
No, probably not. But he came out with the perfect song to end it. He was just like, he gave a little speech before. I think you said that he prepared that speech ahead of time, correct?
Josh, what's his name? What's his first name? Jenkins? I don't know. He signed it Jenkins because that shit was well prepared. Like, it's no way. Like, I know he's a performer, and I know that this is what these guys do at the end of the day, but there's no way he came on with that nice little speech and then the real estate thing. It's no way he came just out of nowhere off the top of his head with that flawless speech and then went into, DJ, drop that. Standing over that they practice that shit. You know
they didn't practice that. No, not that portion.
You've been to a show.
Not that portion.
All right, you've been to a show before.
Yeah.
Where they do some shit like that. Hey, and then they drop the song and then you like, oh, you don't know you being set up for the okie doke.
I didn't feel like that was prepared.
Come on, Prez. You being set up for the okie doke and you fell for it.
I'm not gonna let you fool me out of this, man. I still like, hey, they ruined wrestling for me a long time ago when I was a kid. Like, you ain't gonna let you ruin hip hop. It's real.
That shit was as WWF as they can be, man. Like, you know it. And you know it. I felt cheated. But we gonna get to how we felt cheated in the whole battle and the seriousness and all the ebbs and flows of it. So, you know, as we get to the second half of the battle, right, you start to see that Jeezy might be pulling away.
Might be.
I'm just saying.
It might be. No, I need you to tell the truth.
Yeah, he pulled away. I'm lying my ass off. Look, Gucci, I love you just like the next man. I like your catalog. By the way, I think Gucci dropped a mixtape with all of his street classics and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to get into that. So whenever I get into my bumping music at ignorant levels, then I got that to listen to. But I got to go back and dig up some old Gucci because I found some appreciation in some of them records, and I want to hear them records in full because I didn't get a chance to enjoy them when they came out. But
I will say this though, like to Gucci's credit, man, he performed his songs.
Stood up the whole time.
Was acting like he in the stadium too somewhere, cool got a whole crowd like sing it, and they tell him like at the people at home sing mine. I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, you do your job. Like, you had all of 2020 off. You ain't had no concerts. Yeah. I need you to do your job. Perform,
I need you up there sweating, beads rolling down your head. Give me some type of performance. But yeah, Gucci was definitely a showman. Never sat down. Seemed like he had a good time. Was talking that talk. Of course, it was crazy talk with about $10,000. Outfit and all that, but that was funny. That outfit was clean as fuck.
$10,000. It was clean as fuck. You know, it looked a lot better than I don't know how much money was his. Probably like $500.
Gucci pulled away at the end, like I was saying.
Jeezy.
I meant to say Gucci. I just wanted to see if you was gonna catch it. But look, man. Here's how I really feel about the battle. Jeezy may have won, but I think Gucci got the respect of cats like me who that weren't on early Gucci, but knew what Gucci was about. Like you knew what he meant to Atlanta and the South in general. You just got to see it on full display. And if you wasn't aware of what Gucci can do or what he's done, now you probably become a fan depending on who you are, because he held his own. He didn't waver. He stuck to the shit. Look, the song "The Truth" that we was talking about when he was being disrespectful. Yeah. That song 34 in the whole mix of this shit. So that's what, 17?
Yeah.
That song's 17 out here. Like, not 17. I can't do math. I can't do public math. But that's it was well into the mix where he went with The Truth. So, but he was on that same type of time. He gave you a little bit of Lemonade. He gave you the what's the one with the I'm drunk, I'ma stay fly.
The
Fly.
one
I think it's Fly. It's called Fly.
Yeah, the one with Kodak.
Well, Kodak, yeah. So he mixed in some of the hits, the current joints and stuff like that. So I think Gucci did his thing. Like, he had a solid showing, and I think he's gonna grab a solid fan base from it.
And like I said, he performed. And then when you can come out there and like your name, you get put on top billing over the so-called mayor or the king of the South, and like you bump him out, like that's obviously the industry respects you a lot more. So we should need to go and dig in your catalog a little bit more and appreciate it.
This is where I gotta cut
the totem pole. Like
I gotta cut the shit here. This man has been disrespecting T.I. for far too long, and what T.I. can do. You know damn well, Prez. You know damn well that if T.I. was in this battle, like Prez been talking about this shit off camera for the longest. I cannot allow it to go.
Do you know the truth of what happened? Why wasn't he there?
Why would I know the truth?
Do you know why he wasn't there? Had he said anything about why he wasn't there?
No.
He lost. He's done. We moving on up the ladder. Like, if you're talking verses and one person goes out, he's done. He's lost. I don't want to hear it no more. Don't tell me T.I. is better than this. He had his chance. He obviously started listening at one of their catalogs and said, I'm a little bit nervous.
Is this not a different battle of T.I.'s up there?
It's a different battle. Jeezy still won. Obviously,
Jeezy is not beating T.I. in the verses.
Well, we'll never get it now because Jeezy done spilled his whole catalog and he'd have had this one battle. Maybe he can go against Rick Ross on his side B that he was talking about last time.
But moving on, man. So like the end of the battle, we got through the disrespect. We got through the way Gucci started off strong and Jeezy pulled away. Jeezy won in both of our opinion. Like, you can't hate on that. Yeah. Jeezy just got a little bit of both. He just had too much. He had enough street shit. He had enough mainstream hits to get Gucci out of there.
I felt like a baton was passed both ways on this right here. When I feel like Gucci, his street cred went up here.
Yeah.
It just it elevated a lot more. For you able to say the stuff that you want to in the room with this guy and his people and get away with it, even though you had contract, whatever, the nerve and just pure disrespect that you did like that and perform that, just like, man, okay. And then we gotta respect the catalog, the fact that he never left out of 2005, how many hits that he had out of there, Jeezy on that portion. We got to respect this man musically.
I don't think he got anything past he got Seen It All. So that's the only, and Seen It All is like what, 2014, 2015? So that's like the closest that Jeezy got to something relatively current.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the rest of that shit was like prior to 2014. So
like we were saying though, they came on with the senator, and started off in a respectful manner. And
no, it did. It did, but Gucci was funny throughout.
Real quick, it ended real quick.
Gucci was funny. Can you clean my record?
But then they ended it on a good note too.
Absolutely.
And this part was the part that I think, did it wow you? Did you feel like you had been duped at this point?
No. In the moment, I enjoyed them performing So Icy together. But then, of course, my hip-hop nerd had to put it on. And I'm like, wait a minute. These motherfuckers been plotting this the whole... So, wait a minute. I felt like I went to going back in my mind. I'm like, yo, they strategized. Jeezy knew what song was coming on. Okay, you going to play The truth. Okay, when you come after that, and then if you would, like, he went to plan, and that's how the speech came out so flawless that I was talking about earlier, because he knew what he was going to do. But I think Gucci did say, probably when we talked, and he had alluded to it on stage, that you knew what I was coming with, you know what I was gonna say. So Gucci kind of played his hand in the phone conversation prior to this, as far as, hey, I'm gonna do my thing. So Jeezy, being the strategist and smart strategist, was able to relax, downplay it, but then come with whatever he was gonna say when that moment came. That's how you do it. That's how you do it in a battle. That's how you do it. We watched it in Smack battles. We watched it in URL and every other platform of battle rap that we watch. That's how you flip it.
And that's basically what these are starting to turn into. And I'm going to tell you, Verzuz, right now, y'all done went down the path. Ain't no going back no more. I don't want no gospel matchup. I don't want
hip hop. Yo.
You gotta give me more of this. And like when I'm saying it, hey, maybe get a Meek and Drake up there and like, hey, y'all gotta play your diss tracks. Let's have this play out one more time. If you can end it the way they ended over here, and then like maybe we have a Wayne versus Pusha before he goes to jail. Wayne, that is, for his gun charge again. And then the ultimate would be 50 Cent versus Ja at this point.
Yeah, 50 already said no to that on the Breakfast Club.
I don't care. 50 need to say yes. Just keep raising the stakes. Keep raising the stakes. Let's make this happen. All right?
For sure, man. But yo, man, listen, before we get out of here, I gotta say, I thank all of you for subscribing. I thank all of you for liking the pictures. Y'all, those of you who know who you are, we appreciate it. It's too many. It's a long ass list to name. So we appreciate y'all showing love so far. But if you stuck with us in this video so far, hit that like button. If you stuck with us so far in this video, do one further. Go to Apple Music, go to Spotify, go to Castbox, Google Play, Amazon Music. We everywhere. You know what I mean? Check our audio out every Tuesday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a brand new podcast for you. We drop videos throughout the week, give you a little segment, break it up. You know, we brand new in this thing. So we just giving y'all a little dosage. But yo, we fire. Fuck with us. We fuck with y'all.
Every week, I mean, this is what we're gonna give you: life, sports, and a ton of music. We always have a ton of music. This is what we love talking about, people. So
yeah, we would do this even if you wasn't watching. So with that said, man, I'm Cash.
Mr. Prez.
And it's DSC Podcast. We out.